Ladies and gentlemen, I'm your podcast host, David, and welcome back to another episode of Live, Laugh, and Love. This is the fourth episode, so we thank you guys for joining in. First of all, before we get started, I just want to say big apologies for not being able to post for the last 2 weeks. I was busy with all the schedules and IB stuff, so yeah, I had some time constraints going on, and apologies I didn't update you guys on Instagram. Um, I just had a lot of things going on, and I'm gonna figure some things out. That's why I wasn't able to post for the last 2 weeks. But anyways, welcome back. This is the fourth episode. Today's episode is going to be really nostalgic because I'm joined by a fellow friend of mine who has been one of the most chillest guys ever. He's like so chill that whatever you got to ask, whatever you need, just ask him and have a chat with him, and he'll just make everything much better. Um, Toshi, how are you doing? It's so good to have you.
I'm doing good.
Great. First of all, those who don't know, Toshi, could you please introduce yourself, what school and what grade you're going to?
Currently I go to an international school in Hokkaido. I'm in 11th grade or year 12, and yeah, I just love
Great.
nature. It's been really nice since it started to snow recently, and I'm really excited for the snowboarding season.
Great. I mean, Toshi, first of all, you're in Hokkaido. I'm
Yep.
sure it's cold. What's like the temperature like right now?
I'd say like close to like negative zero degrees.
Oh wow. Okay, so
Yeah.
things are getting a bit cold right now.
Yep.
I see. Do you snowboard? I'm assuming you snowboard, right?
Oh yeah, I do.
Mm-hmm. Do you only snowboard or can you ski too?
Uh, I can't ski, but I
Mhm.
started snowboarding just around this time last year.
Oh, great. Great,
Yeah.
great. I mean, first of all, Hokkaido is amazing. I've been there before. I just want to know, like, do you go out with your friends to do snowboarding, or is it just a family thing? What's going on with like the snowboarding stuff?
Uh, I mean, it's, it's pretty rare that I go with my whole family because my dad's in
Mhm.
Tokyo, my mom's
Oh,
traveling a lot. Uh, but yeah, I'd say I'll go to like this ski areas with my friends quite often.
mm-hmm.
I mean, wh- that's what happened last year. Yeah.
I see. Wait, so your mom and your dad are not really in the same area as you are. Am I correct to assume that you're at like a boarding school, or like what's the situation like?
Uh, no, I live in an apartment near my school,
Okay.
and but I have a relative that's pretty
Oh,
close,
okay.
and
Okay,
yeah,
gotcha.
they just come over when my parents are not home. Yep,
Same for your brother too?
yep, that's right.
I see. What's it like being in like a very hot country for like nearly half of your life and moving to Hokkaido straight away during COVID?
Uh, at first, it was hard to get used to, but I mean, yeah, the whole experience is a lot different. Sometimes I miss the Vietnamese weather. It's
Hmm.
really nice and warm, but again, the snow is also really nice. It's fun to snowboard, get around with your
Hmm.
friends. So yeah, I've been adapting.
Absolutely. I mean, first of all, I've always wanted to know, if you correct me if I'm wrong, but you're like originally from the Hokkaido area, is that correct?
Oh yeah, that's right.
Okay. Is there something that you realize that's different between like Hokkaido and Tokyo, for example? Well, first of all, the cities, but aside from like the landscape and everything else, is there something that differs between what someone in Tokyo would experience compared to someone who's living in Hokkaido?
Well, again, the snow's like really nice in Hokkaido. It's
Uh
really
huh.
like it's like powder almost. I don't think you can get that in Tokyo. Also,
Hmm.
the seafood's really nice in Hokkaido because it's
Oh yeah,
caught like yeah, fresh off the sea, and yeah, it's served really well.
and it's an island, right? So you're surrounded by a sea.
Yeah, that's correct.
Absolutely. Well, Toshi, I've been to Hokkaido many times, well, 3 times
Mhm.
specifically. I've got to like a lot of places. I want to know, is there I've tried like Hokkaido milk ice cream. I don't know if that's actually a thing in Hokkaido or if it's like a Hokkaido thing. I had like what was it? I had like crab ramen, snow crab ramen.
Mm.
I had all these stuff. I just want to know, is there something that's like a Hokkaido specialty that it's quite underrated and it goes under the radar of many people that you want to share with us?
Um, well, I think yeah, the milk's pretty a big thing in Hokkaido. Uh, Potatoes are also really nice. But I would one other thing that's pretty famous in Hokkaido and not many tourists know of is I would say is soup curry.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I've been there quite a few times and it's really nice, really warm as
Hmm.
well. So it's perfect for the winter if you want to grab something to eat with your friends.
I see. I always wanted to know, what's Hokkaido in like the summer, the spring like? Is it like, because I've only been to during the winter and it's known for like it's like you said, the powder snow, the snowboarding and stuff, the food. What's Hokkaido like in like the rest of the season aside from winter?
Um, it's during the summer it's really hot.
Okay.
I'd say really similar to Vietnam almost,
Hmm.
but it's really dry, so it's not really humid.
Hmm.
It's your skin can get really dry. That's one difference from Vietnam. In the
Hmm.
fall, it's the colors are really nice, red,
I
yellow,
see.
green, yeah. Um, but here it snows a lot until like the spring, so
Oh
from
wow.
like maybe
Okay.
December to March, it's just snow. Yeah.
Oh wow. Do you think you're like a summer person or are you like a more of a winter guy?
I'd say more of a winter guy. Yeah.
Winter guy. Fair enough. Fair enough. Well, Toshi, at Live, Laugh, and Love, we talk about the things we want to talk about and what we want to share. And being vulnerable is one of the most important things we do. I just want to
Yeah.
know, has there been any difficulties specifically in your life adapting to the responsibilities of, a now about a soon to be young adult?
Um, well, time management's always been a problem
Hmm.
I had, especially going into my junior year. There's been a lot of work to do, and it's just there have been times I haven't been able to catch up, but
Hmm.
and it was not until like pretty recently I decided to like reach out for help. Um,
I see.
Mr. Matt, if you remember, in year six, he was my
Oh
teacher.
wow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I reached out to him, told my mom about it as well, and uh, just yeah, I've been trying to relax a little bit. I was really stressed,
Hmm.
and yeah, I've been on track, so that's great.
That's great to hear. I mean, Toshi, I've always wanted to know. You were very quiet when I first, I was around you, and I
Yeah.
was really interested how you were okay being quiet. Is it just because you're just naturally fine with being quiet, or do you think that was like a coping mechanism? Could you share a bit more about that, please?
I'd say since I was originally in TX, a pretty small community before
Hmm.
joining you guys in I believe year five.
Hmm.
I guess I wasn't really used to like big environments, so I was just naturally shy.
Hmm.
Um, I'd say I was in year six though, I was pretty close with all my classmates, but I didn't really communicate with like people outside my class, um like you and
Hmm.
like some of my like older friends. So I mean, I guess I was just naturally shy. It
Naturally
wasn't really
shy.
something, yeah, I struggled with.
I see. Is that
Yep.
only when you like when you're with people surrounded by the people you're unfamiliar with, or is that different when you like speak Japanese and you're with your Japanese friends, for example? What's that? Is there like a big difference in your opinion?
Um, I wouldn't say so. I'd say I'm pretty loud around some pretty like my close friends, but
Uh,
of course I get a little shy when I'm with new people or like I'm in new places. I get um a little troubled, but that's something I'm
mhm.
working on. Yeah.
Great. I mean, I think I think a lot of people can vouch on that. I mean, if I share with my experience, when I'm in like a new environment, or if I'm surrounded with people I have no clue, like who the hell they are, it does get scary, and it is really tempting. So I can totally vouch on how you feel on that. I mean, Toshi, I know that you play Valorant and like League of Legends. Is that correct?
Um, well, I don't. I've never actually played League. It's
No.
just some of my close friends play it. Um,
Hmm.
I tried to play with them, but we're on different servers.
Yeah, of
Uh, and
course.
yeah, Valorant I've tried a couple of times, but I'm
A
not
couple
so
times.
great at it. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Same thing, man. I started Valorant. My peak was Eing 3. So I can, yeah, I don't think League of Legends, I don't get it. Like, I'm really good on Wild Rift on mobile, but
Mm.
like, if you put me on a PC, I can't do anything. Well, Toshi, I know you like or have an interest in K-pop because every time on my feed on
Mm.
Instagram, I see like you're liking uh like I saw you with the Mama stuff. The Mama Awards
Oh
recently just
yeah, yeah,
happened. I saw like the Twice Sana reels and stuff. I just want to know,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
do you have like a stand? What and who do you stand for?
Oh, I like Twice, and yeah,
Mm-hmm.
just as you mentioned, I like Sana. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
she's my
Fair enough.
bias. Yep.
Bias. Fair enough. What's your favorite Twice song?
I like some of the older songs like
Yeah,
Knock Knock and What Is Love. Yeah.
yeah. I think I need to know your opinion on this. I think for every like third gen, fourth gen K-pop, sorry, third gen
Mm,
specifically, I
mm.
think peak was like 2015 to 2016, 17, 18. That was when all the best music came out, in my opinion. That like childhood like K-pop music that shapes how
Yeah,
we think of K-pop. I think 2015, 2018 was peak, man.
I can
For
agree.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you have their like their albums? No.
I have some, but I don't
Oh
really
wow.
buy them because they just end up on my shelf. And yeah.
Yeah. Fair enough. Fair enough. Toshi, I've always wanted to know, like, I tell the story a lot, but when I was a little kid, like in year four, my dream was to be a pilot. I've always wanted to be a
Mm.
pilot, but now I want to become an engineer. I want to know, like, what did you want to be when you were young, and what do you want to be in the future right now?
Uh, I'd say from what I can remember, I used to want to be a firefighter because
Mm-hmm.
I just thought they're really cool when I was younger. Um, from a really young age, I've been really interested in like really like on things that are on hand, like building things, uh,
Mm-hmm.
like Lego. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I really like the DT course they offered at BIS,
Mm-hmm.
and so that's one thing that hasn't changed. And
Mm-hmm.
um, I also really enjoy math and physics, so I'm leaning towards like engineering, mechanical engineering maybe, but
That's great.
I'm not too sure at the moment.
Not too sure. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah. Do you guys do the IB in your school, or is it a different curriculum?
Uh, we follow an American program, so it's
Okay.
AP and
The
SAT.
EFL,
Yeah.
the AFA.
Yeah.
I see. Okay. What's it like being from a British international school to an American international school? Like, I'm sure you get fun up with the
Mm.
spelling, with the way you write, the way you speak. Like, how was that transition like?
I'd say in like speaking in terms of like workload and the content, it's much easier um than like the IB programs that they offer at BIS.
Mhm,
But yeah, I mean, it hasn't been that easy to adapt just because I've been going back and forth in between
mhm.
to Vietnam and back. So it has been quite confusing at sometimes, but I'm getting quite used to it now. Yeah.
I see. I mean, I've always wanted to ask this to a lot of people that are moving from different schools, but
Yeah.
do you continue your old hobbies from like your previous schools? And if not, have you learned any new hobbies that you want to share with us?
Actually, yes. I used to play football and
Hmm.
I also did some swimming back in BIS, but my school they don't offer any of those, so that's kind of where I stopped.
Hmm.
But since the school is much smaller, they're like um it's quite easy to make like the basketball or like volleyball
Mm,
teams because they don't have like tryouts or any of that. They just need as many students as they can on the team. So last year I started basketball, which I've been quite enjoying quite a bit. Yeah.
that's great. What position you play in basketball?
I'm not too familiar with the positions yet, but I'd say like small forward.
Small forward.
Yeah.
If you could like start like a new life right now, would
Yeah.
you want to become an athlete or would you just want to live the way like will live your life?
Um, I mean, of course, if you're able to play sports and make money at the same time, that would be great. But
Hmm.
at the same time, there's a lot of like time, I'd say, precious time,
Hmm.
effort would need to be put in to become a good athlete. So, um, well, again, it depends on what I would want to do in like a new life. But I think at the moment, I think living like I do right now is really enjoyable, and
Hmm.
I don't think I would change that.
Fair enough. Fair point. Do you have any hobbies that you've started recently or you started because you moved to Hokkaido for your new school that you want to share with us?
Um, keep mentioning this, but again, snowboarding, I started
Mm,
last year. Um, recently I picked up volleyball. I'm not so great at it, but it's been quite fun playing with friends. Um,
yeah,
yeah, I mean, I
that's
started.
great. Yeah,
I also started. Yeah, so I started reading. I also started reading a bit. Yeah.
great, great. You started your reading much. What are you reading nowadays?
Uh, I'd s- I'd say more like psychological books. Like
Psychological books.
yeah, like how a human can feel this way, or like again time
Mm,
management, what to
mm-hmm,
prioritize, and I guess how I could try living the best as I could.
mm-hmm. Has there been
Yeah.
like an important lesson you learned from that?
Um, I'd say taking it a bit easy is fine sometimes.
Mm-hmm,
Trying to wind down and remove yourself from all the stress can also kind of allow you to relax a bit more and like ease down. So that's one thing I learned.
absolutely. I mean, Toshi, I always wanted to know. From the outside, you seem to be really chill. Just a fun guy to be with. I want to know, has there been a point in time in your life where you've hit rock bottom? Well, if not rock bottom, close to rock bottom. And could you share with us what happened and how did everything
Oh,
what happened with everything and how were you able to get back up and just thrive again?
um, actually, when I went back to Vietnam in year 10, I'd say I expected things to be the exact same, but they weren't. Um,
Mhm,
since yeah, so the plan initially was to get the whole family back to Vietnam, but um, like visa and like other issues made it so that we had to live separately with my brother and my dad in Japan, me and my mother and
mhm,
my in Vietnam. So it was um quite um sad for me as I didn't get to see my family most of the time. Um, I feel like since I joined a bit late, I was really behind on work. Um, and in general, I was really lonely. I wouldn't say uh, I had anyone to hang out with at all times, and
mhm.
I guess it was just really stressful trying to adapt back into the BIS environment. But yeah, of course, I tried to make the most out of it. I went on a lot of like bicycle rides, trying to try and see things positively. And I I went to Cian's house a lot, so that
Mhm.
kind of helped me. I try to communicate with my teachers, trying to catch up, and
Mhm.
yeah, overall it wasn't too bad. But yeah, during the time in Vietnam, there was a time I hit like almost rock bottom, and I mean, right now it's been a lot different and easier, I'd say. But yeah,
Uh, I had no clue. I mean,
yeah,
it must have been tough. Like I cannot imagine like just how sad, emotional, lonely it would have felt just being you and your mom in Vietnam, you, your brother and your father in Tokyo. I mean, like, I know for a fact that like I don't get along with my brother all the time, but like it really sucks if you don't see your brother for a long time. And I know what you're talking about. I mean, did you guys at least like FaceTime each other, uh, text each other? Like, how was that? What did you guys communicate at all?
uh, yeah. I leave a message for my brother sometimes, but of course,
Mhm.
there is this time difference,
Yeah, yeah.
and uh, I think in general it was kind of hard to communicate. But I did make sure to see him sometimes. He would come to Vietnam sometimes. I would go to Japan,
Mhm.
and yeah, we worked it out.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I had no clue you're going through that. It must have been lonely. I mean, I'm assuming you're feeling better right now because
Of course, yeah,
you're the same place you're of course. Okay. Oh wow. I mean, that just shows right there, right? No, chill
yeah.
guy. We thought that was always happy and calm. Who knew that you had gone through that? I mean, that is, yeah. Do you think that is there any lessons you learned from all of that? As you talked about just taking the best you can from the given situation, cycling, going to a friend's house just to cope with it. Overall, has there been like a lesson that you've taken from this experience?
Um, I'd say try to spend as much time around others than to be alone. Being alone
Mhm,
is it can get pretty sad sometimes. So yeah,
mhm.
that's one thing I learned.
Yeah, that's very deep. I think hear me out, okay? I think this is
Yeah.
like it's like what's the word? I think it's a lore that
Mm.
every teenager experiences the idea that you're alone and no one else is gonna save you and help you and get you out of there. I think that's like everybody experiences that. I mean, experience it early on too. And
Yeah.
wow, you kind of saved like 10 years, buddy. On the bright side, some people don't realize that. I mean, it must have been mentally tough because correct me if I'm wrong. You left during like the primary, and then you like yeah during primary school, and then you came back during secondary, correct? During the year 10, year 11. Is that how it went?
Uh, I actually left around like the end of year 8, but
Year 8, yeah, okay,
since there was like e-learning and everything,
yeah.
it was a weird timing, I'd say. And then when I
Hmm.
came back, it was all different. But yeah,
Hmm. Yeah, e-learning was crazy.
yeah.
Has there been like a funny episode, like a class you remember during e-learning that you want to share with us and what happened?
um, I enjoyed playing Scribble during ICT class, I believe. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, Scribble was fun.
yeah.
Did you guys also do like Minecraft education? I remember we had so much fun with Minecraft education with like our classmates.
Oh,
Did you do that too?
uh, yeah, I think we did. I don't
Mm-hmm.
have any bold memories about it, but yeah, I think we did.
Mm-hmm. I see. I mean, yeah, e-learning was nice because like the
Yeah.
lockdown thing. Wait, so
Mm.
hold up. So you had e-learning going on, which naturally gave you depression because you couldn't get out of the house, and you were separated. with your brother and your parents. Is that correct?
No. So there were two separate times. It was actually when I came back, so in year 10.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so I stayed from primary until year 8, and then I left, and then I came back in year 10, and that's
Mm-hmm.
when everything happened.
I see.
Yeah.
I see. Toshi, I've always wanted to ask you
Yeah.
this, right? I know
Mm.
that the Japanese do everything better. Like that's a fact. I'm always shocked about the foods. Everything is just really great.
Mm.
I've always wanted to know. Like I've had Calbee chips before, and
Mm.
they're really good. I wanna know. Do you have like a snack recommendation that people should try, or something that's a bit, I don't think that's a good idea type of snacks, and it's something that you recommend?
Um, uh, I'd say it's called jagariko. It's like potato sticks.
Hmm.
Those are really nice.
I see.
And
Let me
something,
search them. Hold up.
yeah,
How do you spell it? Is it J
JYA.
J Y G A R
Yeah,
I P O?
something like that.
No, it's a G. Is it G A? Hold up. Is it from Calbee?
Uh, I think so.
Yeah, it's the one. Yeah. Oh wow. What's your favorite flavor? Because I see a lot of different colors going on here.
Uh, I'd say the butter one, the blue one.
Butter one. Hey,
Yeah.
I always wanted to ask you this. Is there a reason why the Calbee logo has like a giraffe on it?
Um,
Do you know the story behind
I
it?
I know there's a reason behind it, but I'm not sure
No.
why it's giraffe. Yeah.
Okay. I always wonder. That's fine.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, fair enough. I mean, Toshi, that's all the questions I wanted to ask you
Mm.
today. Before we end, I usually give some time to my guests to ask me a lot of questions if they want to, that they've always wanted to ask you, but didn't have the opportunity. So take as much time as you need, and shoot me any questions you want to ask me.
Okay. Uh, the only time I went to Felicia was in year 5, I think.
That's
Do
when I
they
went to.
still, yeah. Do they have are, f- do they have like Felicia for like year 12s and 11s?
Mhm. So from my understanding, I feel like year
Yeah.
5, year 6, you have Fabricio. Then you
Mm.
have one for like year 10 and year 11s. You don't have one for year 12s.
Oh,
But
I
from my
see.
understanding, there is one. It's just that our school doesn't offer it.
Oh, I see.
Hmm.
I also heard there was like a baseball club that was starting up
Oh,
in yeah.
yeah,
Do you join
absolutely.
it?
Yeah, so I started it with two
Oh,
of my friends.
actually.
I started it with Alex Kim and Alex Soriano, and it's
Mm,
been really fun. Yeah, I just started it because I just have a passion for baseball, as you can tell. I love Shohei Ohtani. I
yeah.
just I'm like, who's the other Yoshinobu Yamamoto, and also know like Roki Sasaki might
Mm,
come to the MLB using FA. Anyways, I'm just nerding out right
yeah.
now, but like I just have a big passion for baseball, and I think it's really fun. And I
Yeah.
just wanted to like see how the people in a British school would take it, because I know like WBC there was a British team, a UK team, and it seemed to that people were kind of making jokes about it, but still, people may know it or may have interest in it. So yeah,
Mm,
I asked the P department, hey, can I make a club? And they're like, sure. What club? Baseball. And I'm like, sure. So we kind of have like this like baseball softball situation going on.
I see. Um, do you play any sports besides like basketball or like swimming or baseball?
Yeah, I mean, I stopped basketball a long time ago.
Mm,
I think it was year 10, year 11. No, had
mm.
to be year 11, because my ankles are just too weak, man. I've always had recurring ankle problems, so I that didn't work out. So I'm still
I see.
swimming because it doesn't put a lot of pressure on my ankles as much. But I've started to run. I guess
Mm.
that's a sport. I know that a lot of people are playing pickleball in Ho Chi Minh. There's a lot of new
Oh,
pickleball courts around here. So I
yeah.
might start playing, but I haven't played it yet. But I'm a bit interested in doing so. Yeah. So I'm just swimming, running, and eyeing if I want to play pickleball.
I see, I see. Hmm. Um, was there like an event, like a robotics event recently?
There, I think. Hold on. There a robotics event, right? Like Vex stuff. I know for
Oh
sure.
yeah.
I think it was Ryan. Ryan, hold up. Yeah, Ryan probably did the. I don't know. There was one. I didn't participate in it though.
No, I see. Well, how have you been doing in IB?
Man, honestly, it's been
Mm,
tough. It's been tough. I mean, I thought that the IB would suit me really well. I still do. Don't get me wrong. I still do, but damn, it is really tough. Just the
mm,
workload, the stress. But it's possible. Not saying by all means. I'm not saying that it isn't possible. And it takes a long time to adapt. But I think I'm getting better now. I think I'm much better than I was when I first started the IB. But man, it's tough with the stuff. Mhm.
mm.
What's the AP like?
Oh,
Tough
AP.
too.
Yeah. I mean, our school year is actually like I'd say shorter, or
What?
something about it was like different. So like our
Oh,
AP exams were like earlier, so
oh
like our
wow.
course is like really fast, like
I
shorter than
see.
others.
I
So
see.
that's been something I've um really experienced recently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What subjects are you taking for the APs?
Um, I'm taking calculus, physics, and literature.
English.
Yeah. I mean,
Oh
it was
wow.
mandatory. Yeah.
Oh,
I
it's
didn't want to take
mandatory?
it. Yeah, it was mandatory.
You guys have mandatory classes you have to take?
Oh, yeah.
Is it just English literature or like what are like are there any requirements for you?
So I'm kind of like uh the caste system, I'd say. There's like some our school follows like a credit system, and
Okay.
there's like a requirement to take in arts, social
Uh-huh.
studies, um uh language arts, and also
Mhm.
like math and sciences. So
Mhm.
throughout the 4 years in high school, there's a need to take a minimum in all those like fields.
Mhm.
And yeah, and so we have like mandatory classes,
Mhm.
and yeah,
One of them
I mean,
being which
yeah,
English lit.
yeah, it
I
hasn't
see.
been that fun. Yeah.
I see. Must be hard.
Mm. Have you been skiing? Have you been to ski
Mm,
before?
I've skied before, but
Mm.
when was the last time I skied? Probably the last time I skied was when I went to Karizawa. Do you know where that is? It's hold up.
Uh,
I'm trying to. I might butcher the name.
mm.
Hold up. Karizawa. Yeah, Karizawa. It's in
Oh,
Nagano. Nagano.
oh, Nagano.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh,
I,
Karizo.
I,
Yeah.
I yeah. So that was my first time
Mm.
I've been into like outside Tokyo and Hokkaido.
Mm.
So I used to ski, I still ski, but every time I would ski, I would go to Hokkaido.
Yeah.
But and then yeah, I'd go to Hokkaido. But like since like 2 years ago or 3 years ago, correct me if I don't know. I think yeah, 2 years ago, I decided that we don't like our family was like we want to go to Japan, but we don't want to go
Yeah.
to Osaka. We don't want to go to Tokyo. We don't want to go to Hokkaido. we want to go somewhere that's a bit more quiet and let's Airbnb a place out. So
Mm.
we're like, hey, might as well go to this place that kind of seems fun, Nagano. So like, where in Nagano are we gonna go? So we're like, oh, let's go to Karizawa. I don't know why we're going there, but it was a new experience. So I was on the Shinkansen.
Yeah.
I've never walked so fast through Tokyo Station as soon as I landed.
Yeah.
So it was as soon as we landed at Haneda, we went
Yeah.
straight to the airport station, got out there and got out Tokyo Station, did some last minute grocery shoppings,
Yeah.
got on a Shinkansen and went straight to Karizawa, rented a car, and FYI, this is the first time my parents rented a car where they weren't driving on the right hand side but on the left hand side, so
Yeah.
it was a bit scary.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I went to Karizawa and we had a lot of fun there. Ski too. So yeah,
Mm.
it's really
That's
great.
nice.
I personally think skiing in Japan is much better in Korea, other than Korea. Like
Mm.
I know Hokkaido, the powder snow you mentioned. Oh my god,
Yeah.
it's amazing. It's so soft. You're so it must be really fun because like it's November,
Yeah.
right? And snow
Mm.
is probably flying, and you probably have fresh snow. And like the
Yeah.
satisfaction you get from like ski or like snowboarding your perspective, it's just amazing, man. It feels really
Yeah.
smooth and nice. In Korea, it's like
Mm.
ice, so it's not really
Oh.
as smooth. You can still ski and you can still snowboard. Yes, it still works, but yeah, what's like the snow in Japan? You can't compare anything to that.
Uh, oh yeah. Recently, I, I went to Korea, and the food there was
Mhm.
really nice.
Wait, you told me that you did like an SAT thing, right?
Oh yeah.
How was that?
I mean,
Korean academy for
yeah.
a foreigner. What was your experience like?
I mean, they taught in English, so
English, okay.
yeah, it was it was just like a normal class, but the workload was um
Crazy.
overwhelming almost.
Yeah,
But yeah, I got through it, and I took away a lot from it. So
that's great. That's great. I mean, yeah, you went to Korea. I know that. How was that? You still have Korean food. Any Korean food that you really enjoyed?
uh, I don't know how to pronounce it. I think it was 닭갈비.
Oh, chicken. Wait, 닭갈비, right?
Yeah, yeah, that's it.
That's
There's
really
like
good.
a lot of food on one platter, so
Exactly.
yeah, it satisfied um my
It's
stomach a
spicy
lot.
though.
Yeah, it is.
You can handle spice.
Um, my spice tolerance isn't that great, but they had
Yeah,
like a lot of cheese on it, so
they put cheese
I
on it.
managed.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I don't have a good spice tolerance too. Like even a little bit of wasabi, a little
Yeah.
bit of whatever, just I can't like shin noodles for example. I struggle.
Mm.
I struggle with shin noodles. So fair enough. Yeah. Any questions you want to ask, or you hold on?
At the moment, I think I'm done.
No, that's okay. I mean, Toshi, first of all, thank you
Yeah.
so much for coming on to the fourth episode of Live, Laugh, and Love. It took a long time.
Mm.
I'm so glad you're able to make it, and it was an absolute pleasure to have you on the podcast. Before we end, I just want to say to the audience, thank you so much for joining on to this episode. It really means a lot. Wherever you get your podcasts from YouTube, Spotify, please make sure to give us a thumbs up, subscribe, and review. It's these small things really make a big difference. Um, I'm your host, David. This was Toshi. And before we end, Toshi, do you want to say anything to the audience?
Uh, thank you for watching.
Well, thank you for watching, guys. Bye.